Are live and welcome back to another episode of the Baseline Bums podcast. It's your host Rob, aka B-Ball Archives, and once again, I got the bum AJ up in the casa after a big time Spurs victory.
It
Yeah.
was it was almost too easy.
I mean, if we can if we can get a nice victory against the Suns, I will take it because they have beat us twice so far this
Yep.
season. And really, I just really haven't liked how we've matched up against them. So to see easy offense, especially a third quarter that's friendly to us,
Yep.
I will take all of the above. But when we're unpacking this really, really dominant win against the Phoenix Suns, what were you seeing out there?
False alarm. Oh, I was gonna sneeze. My bad. False alarm. But so honestly, what I saw was some great basketball. I see what our potential could be basically whenever we're have some time off to kind of recover for a little bit. Being a week off, dude, we started out fast. I mean, fast. It was ugly at times. Those fast breaks looked ugly, but we were playing super duper fast. Like, I mean, I'm talking like the ball was going through the basket and we were pushing hard. So I think when you look at something like that, we're in a very interesting position where if we get a week off of time or we get any kind of rest and we can come out the gates like that, man, that's essentially what happened tonight. We just wore them down.
Yeah, I think the execution in that first quarter, in the first half in general was pretty solid. Looked like we benefited a lot from that rest. Over a week off, and that's like a unique position for a lot of the guys on the team. I know that we saw Dylan Harper and Steph Castle, Wembenyama, Fox, even Mitch
Yeah.
Johnson. We
Yeah.
saw all of them on All Star Weekend, so they didn't have that much time off, but a lot of our role players had a lot of time off, significant chunk to just be resting. So to see us come out for large chunks of this game with a good sense of urgency, wanting to score, uh,
Yep.
that's exactly what you want to
Dude,
see.
Luke Cornett benefited from that break too. He came out ready to go and he was jumping out of the gym. It was great to see Luke Cornett really kind of open up there towards the end of the first half. So I'm super stoked that our team got to rest and everyone contributed today. I mean, even with Harrison Barnes not really hitting any kind of shots from three, he still had like three tap outs in the first half to keep plays alive that resulted in points. So, I mean, even though we're not doing all the things, we're doing the little things, which I really appreciate from him.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you want to see from your role players. You want to see them just being active and, supplementing the really good games that you're seeing from Steph Castle. Like to start the game, I even made a note. I was like, this feels like another one of those crazy Steph Castle games because I made a note in the first half. I was like, he's 5 for 6, 13-5 or 13-4-2 already. And it
Yeah.
looks like he's got that aggressive kind of feel to his game. And then just moments later, he hit that pull up 3-pointer from the top of the key. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
this is one of those Steph Castle games. And he didn't have really large, gaudy numbers, but the efficiency is there. The 20 points, the 8 for
Mhm.
11 from the field, 2 for 4 from three, only two turnovers while still being a really good defensive anchor, three steals. That's what you want to see from Steph.
Yeah, I wanna say in the first half, he was perfect. He was like 4 for 4 or something to that effect, so, yeah, man, and then when you have a guy on the other side like Devin Booker, granted he didn't play the second half, that's what you wanna see. Like, those are the kind of matchups that I think Steph Castle gets really up for, and you saw it today, and you see it whenever he's up against these guys, like, there's always the notion of your defensive perimeter anchor will always guard like they're the best perimeter offensive player, right? You see that, but you see it a lot of times in the fourth quarter. When Castle's picking up Devin Booker in the first quarter, in the second quarter, when the game's kind of in the lulls, that's when that's the kind of defender I want on my team. I think that's when you really get your work in. That's when you make your life difficult. That's when Devin Booker kind of hurts his hip a little bit, doesn't come back in the second half.
Yeah, there's a lot of physicality that our young guys bring to Devin Booker, even though he's one of the larger, post-friendly guards that does rely on his size a little bit. He, about 6'7", but a lot of our guards can put some weight into him and then really affect his offensive game. And then, you see that happen tonight. And, hopefully he's not injured, but obviously the physicality definitely a little bit of a problem tonight. And overall, just Spurs playing a very aggressive brand of basketball, getting into the lane a lot. You saw the free throw battle, very different.
Yeah.
We shot 20 free throws, they shot 6. I think that's a huge uh, representation of why and how we've been successful because of
Yep.
points in the paint, getting into the lane, getting free throw opportunities. We've been number 1 in points in the paint throughout February so far, and you know what? We're 7-0. We're
Yeah. We're on an 8-game win streak. Like that's like we're here. This is the time that I would love to see, like them coming out of the gate so quickly makes me so happy for the rest of the season because we don't know what we don't know, right? Like we don't know what this team's going to be. We don't know how they're going to respond in the playoffs. We don't know what we don't know. So if this is the type of game that they're expecting moving forward, and we figured out this formula where we're scoring 60 points in the first half on a consistent basis, there's not many teams out there that could beat us. And I'm just ready for this team to take the next step, whatever that next step is. If it's more team basketball, if it's more De'Aaron Fox, or if it's more Wimby, I'm super excited. I think this team should be circled on everyone's on radar list, everything. I think Spurs are must see TV at this point because you never know what you're going to get. I mean, watch what Wimby did today. He yammed on 2 different people. Luke Cornett doing reverse alley oop dunks. Like, dude, we're a fun team to watch too.
Yeah, I mean, we're a fun team to watch. We have the most points per game throughout the month of February, so we are scoring a lot. Like, yeah, we're a high-powered offense and we're also a top 5 defense. Like, what's not to like about that? We got a lot of young talent. We move the ball well, and I also believe we're first in assists this month as well. So it's yeah, we're being very unselfish with our brand of basketball, and so I think yeah, there's a lot to like, especially when you unpack the last 7 games and the fact that we've just been collecting these wins like crazy. And so much of that is built around good defense leading into good transition offense. And that's what we saw tonight. I know we talked about a couple of really, sloppy takes early on in the game, but
Yeah,
we really cleaned that up. And that's what I want to focus on moving forward is good defense leading into easy offense.
absolutely. And yeah, as long as we just clean up those fast breaks, and I don't know, man. Is there some kind of drill where we can practice our half court alley oop passes? Like I know we want. It feels like we want to be like Showtime Spurs, but we just can't finish, or we can't get the pass, or we just fumble the ball, or whatever the case may be. But then in the second half, Wimby just splits the defense and dunks on 2 guys that are 7 feet tall. So I mean, it just it's a wild time to be a Spurs fan. This game, like I said, if we can, if we can get guys like Jordan McLaughlin or maybe like Kelly Olynyk to get 10 minutes, even if it's garbage time, those are still good minutes in case something were to happen. So I'm happy that they're out there actually breaking a sweat. Like you can break a sweat in 9 minutes
Oh yeah. And anytime that you can get a solid victory and Wemby only plays 25 minutes and a lot of your key contributors, Vassell's playing 23, Castle's playing 21, like a lot of these guys that, on a normal night, if this was a close game, they're playing 35, 36
for
minutes.
sure.
So this is basically half the game off for them. So this is essentially a partial rest night. So this is a double win, in my opinion.
Yeah, and it's only an hour and a half up the road, so nothing too crazy. They asked Mitch, "Did you get stuck in 35 traffic?" He's like, I think it bottlenecked a little bit there, but we had an escort. I'm like, I wish. How can we pay for an escort to go from San Antonio to Austin to make it there in under like an hour and 30? That would be fun. I'm down with that one.
Dude, that sounds lovely, but it also sounds like it's creating a havoc for everyone else, but you know what? Worth it.
Yeah.
Worth it
We
for
got
the
to get
silver
Wimby to
and
the game,
black.
man. We got to get Wimby there. So I think the Austin crowd also really came and showed out. I was pleasantly surprised with how much they showed out, and it kind of broke my heart a little bit to see Wimby do horns up. So that is the thing I guess that they do in Austin, but maybe they'll play a Lubbock game one day.
I can almost guarantee they will not because I love Texas Tech, but I don't love Lubbock. Lubbock is a
What
piece
if
of shit.
what if they did Mavs versus Spurs in like the USA for a preseason game? That'd be fun.
Yeah, that seems more feasible.
Show Wimby West Texas, his mind will blow. He'd be like, "There's nothing out here." It's
Right.
like it reminds me of South Friends.
I was about to say, it reminds me of Area 51 where they kept me for no, I'm just kidding.
This reminds me of home.
Alien joke. Um, but yeah, it's on a night where Wemby kind of had a quiet game. I mean, not necessarily a quiet game, so to speak, but 17 and 11, 5 blocks,
Yeah,
that's a performance that you could say is a little bit more reserved, even though he didn't impose himself overly. He only took 15 shots, only took four threes. A lot of that is me feeling like Wemby was going with the hot hand, saying,
right.
"Hey, Steph, we're going to play through you. Dylan Harper off the bench, who I see you having a good game. Let's play through you as well."
Dude, Dylan Harper playing full court press the moment he comes into the game makes my heart skip and happy all at the same time because he has like again this team just has so much energy and he's just that little Jack Russell Terrier and I can see like a veteran point guard who's used to just kind of bringing up the ball like no problem, maybe a little pressure here and there, just get annoyed as shit with a guy like Dylan Harper, and he caused those turnovers when he was locking down. I forgot who was bringing up the ball, but he caused a turnover just giving him hard defense. And so like those are the kinds of small things that gets you into a point where you're 15 points ahead in the game. You have a 12-point lead at halftime, and then you can kind of like continue that momentum and continue to play. But you have this nice little cushion. So if you do end up screwing up the third quarter, which we didn't do, thank God, but if something were to happen, like you have that cushion because of those early plays. I think we set the tone early, and then it's just we don't coast, but we're able to carry that momentum and find the hot hand, like you were saying.
Absolutely. Yeah, find the hot hand and then, rely on a more efficient team brand of basketball than feel like we need to force the hot hand to Wemby or to attack mismatches. We could just kind of play comfortable team basketball, and that's what we did tonight, especially when we're playing a Suns team in the second half with no Devin Booker. It makes it a lot easier, but yeah, I was just really happy with the way the guys responded after a sizable amount of time off. There was a lot of opportunities to kind of just lull into this game and to just kind of be a little lackadaisical, and we did not. So shout out to Mitch Johnson as well for making sure that the guys were ready for this one.
I mean, Wimby with 5 blocks. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that you see, and you're like, oh my god, like that makes everyone's life just so much easier when you have Wimby just not just obviously 7'5" or 7'6", whatever, but just his ability to do what Hakeem Olajuwon used to be able to do, what Dikembe Mutombo used to do. Not only are they long, but they know where to be, and that's something that I love watching Wimby play basketball and defense. Just he knows where to be. He knows if he's coming, if he's dropping, he can still get out there and contest a shot. They can't throw around him. They can't throw with him. I think there was like a couple of plays too where he caused a shot clock violation because they didn't know they couldn't get the shot off. They just couldn't get the shot off. So when you have like a guy that can just basically dictate the your offense, it's damn near impossible to get around him, and he's making that impact. And man, I'm curious. I'm curious to know what you think, Rob. What does playoff Wimby look like? Like, I'm just trying to wrap my head around what does like if this is after the All-Star game, year 3 Wimby, like what's the next step? What's the evolution of his game that we're gonna see?
I think that we're gonna see an additional sense of urgency that we haven't seen before, and you saw a little glimpse of it in previous games. I think you talk about the All Star game, you talk about the silver medal that he won with France. Like you look at some of these moments that he's had, and I feel like they're big moments, but a lot of them pale in comparison to some of these master chess matches that are the NBA playoffs. And you aren't just playing talented players, but you're playing matchups and you're playing adjustments to those matchups. So there's a lot of things that, from a cerebral standpoint, that I'm excited to see how Wemby handles, because he's not only going to see the double team, but he's going to see maybe a full court pickup. He's going to see flashes of pinching at the high post. He's going to see a lot of different defensive schemes. So I think I'm really excited to see what a 6 game, 7 game series looks like from Wemby and how he approaches that, because I feel like his mentality is so strong that I wouldn't be surprised to see him get to that game 6, get to that game 7, first, second round, and surprise us all.
Yeah. Like that's my thing. Like I'm trying to think of the way we're playing right now, and I'm just kind of going off of just what we have. Who like not necessarily who, but how can a team beat us 4 games out of 7? And the only thing I can really kind of wrap my head around is we just don't make shots. Like we just poor shooting, can't get the three ball to go. We're not really getting to the paint, and we're starting to settle that kind of. But I feel that we're also just past that point in the season, and we know what works and we know what doesn't work, and the pressure is going to be the pressure. But I'm just trying to see, like, maybe, I mean, if we see the Nuggets or we see the Timberwolves or we see, the Thunder, I think the Thunder are the only ones. But then again, like, I still think Wimby is just so mentally strong. Um, I can see the Nuggets, they're not as healthy as you want them to be right now. Now, granted, Aaron Gordon could get healthy and they can come back and make a run, so that's possible. But the Timberwolves, same thing. Like, I don't know if I really see Ant taking that next step. Like, the team isn't really much better than it has been in years past. So I think there's a good opportunity. Like, I like our chances. I just like our chances.
I agree. I think that, and we've talked about it previously, we're a team that can beat just about anybody, but we're also a team that has recently played down to lesser levels of competition in frustrating ways. And
Yeah.
I think that we wouldn't be immune to that in the playoffs. But I also think, like we said, over a 7 game series, I think that could happen to us once or twice. But I
Right.
think for a team to go out there and beat us 4 times, I think that they would not only have to be playing really, really good, efficient basketball, but they would have to see us shooting a lot of threes, missing a lot of those threes, because we've been hovering around 19 to 22. That's been about our rank league
Mhm.
wide in 3 point efficiency. So if we're relying on that shot a lot in the postseason, that could be our downfall. You're right.
But it's not bad. Like, it's not like the crazy thing is, like, it's kind of it's not great. It's bottom third, but it's nothing that, I mean, I'm sure there's only like 2 or 3 percentage points that are in between, like, 19 and 10, I would imagine. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not too concerned. I just think if we're healthy and we look good, the same, like if we're playing the same way we have these past few games, I mean, I'm to the moon about this team. I really am. I feel like we have just the right pieces. I feel, guys like Devin Vassell, Julian Champagny, those guys can win us games. Carter Bryant can win us a game in the playoff. I mean, it's, and then at the end of the day, you still got De'Aaron Fox, Steph Castle, and Victor Wembanyama leading the way. So we'll see. I'm maybe getting ahead of myself. We still got 27 more games to go here, but coming off the playoffs, 1-0, good start.
Absolutely. There's just so much to like about the way we handled the fundamentals. Like we swung the ball very well. We had an almost 3 assist to turnover ratio as a team. If you're handling the basketball, taking care of it, getting everyone in their spots just wide open, that's going to happen. So I think that there's so much team first, team friendly basketball that I really feel like put us in good position tonight. Yeah, 40-20 rule in sight based on Phil Jackson's. Absolutely, my dude. Absolutely. Yeah, just a fantastic team victory tonight. We glazed on Dylan Harper a little bit, but I also think that this is a guy that we're going to see shine this postseason as a rookie, and it's clear that we trust him in late game situations. And um, I'm stoked about what we can see from him. Are you viewing him as somebody that we're comfortable going to in late game?
I mean, if he has a hot hand, absolutely. I mean, just he doesn't play like a rookie, and I think that's one of the things that is kind of hurting him in these rookie of the year conversations because no one's talking about him, but on. He's probably the rookie that's on the best team in terms of the guys that are in that conversation. Like I think it's Cooper Flag, VJ Edgecombe. Who else is in those conversations? I'm forgetting someone. I know someone else is in there.
Well, it's Cooper and Khan as well.
Khan,
It's
yeah, sorry,
yeah.
Khan. Yeah, and so, but like those are the main people, and then you got Dylan Harper who's just playing efficient basketball, and yeah, those numbers and everyone else looks great, but when you look at Dylan Harper, like his role and the way that he's fit in, and all the questions that everyone had prior to the season, all those got answered. He's playing great. He's doing what he needs to do. He's fitting in perfectly. If he needs to take the next step, I'm sure we'll be able to help him make that next step. But for right now, what he is and what he's doing is exactly what we need. Like, dude, that move he did in the first half, where I don't know how he faked the spin and then came back and then I mean, dude, that was wild. I was like, I don't know how you found that space, but I'm glad you're on our team.
Yeah, to your point, there's multiple times tonight where I thought he was gonna lose the ball, somehow managed to keep the handle, and then on top of that, ended up finishing. So it's like, dude, yeah, I'm very thrilled that we have this talented young man, even though he may not be rookie of the year like our two previous guys, and that seems to be the level of standard in San Antonio. We just crank out these rookie of the years, which I don't hate, but at the same time, I think that yeah, we clearly trust this young guy a lot if we're just saying, "Hey, here's the ball, have it in your hands, 5 6 minutes left, it doesn't matter, we trust you."
Yeah, man, absolutely. And I think it just helps your confidence too when you're able to win a game with another uniform on a big stage like he was at the All-Star game. So I'm just excited to see where we end up with him and how he kind of fits this whole thing. I mean, I'm looking at our team right now and it's really fun to watch just what what we did and how we got here. I mean, we started this podcast in 22 when we had no hope of even having these conversations, and here we are playing very meaningful basketball. And I think that's kind of what happened, and that's why Jeremy Sohan's no longer a Spur, is because we're starting to play meaningful basketball where minutes and what you do mean a lot. And the things that he was doing in meaningless basketball was great. That was fun to watch. But then when you take that turn and you start to try to win these games, unfortunately, he just kind of lost himself out of the rotation. I don't know how the New York Knicks are going to bring him in, but he said he wanted opportunity. I'm sure there's some opportunity in New York City. I just don't know what that looks like. Mike Brown said he's going to run an experiment with him. So once again, Jeremy Sohan's in an experiment. So it is what it is.
Well, I mean, we saw his first action as a Nick tonight. He played 10 minutes. He went 1 for 1, 2 points, and that was pretty much his night. So I think that his role over there is going to be slow moving, but I also think he just has a lot to prove. I think
Yeah.
that we tried we tried running him at several different positions, whether it's small ball center, power forward in multiple lineups. different wing lineups, and obviously the famous point guard experiment. And,
Woo.
none of those really took strong footing. So I don't think that saying he didn't have an opportunity, I don't really agree with that. But I also feel like he didn't necessarily have a good opportunity because we had a lot of guys that, we gave large leashes to, and Jeremy
Yeah,
Sohan was not one of them.
that's true.
It's like, hey, if you start messing up, you're gonna go to the bench because we have too much talent ahead of you right now. And it's not your fault, but it's just where we are as a team.
I mean, when Luke Cornett came to the Spurs and he fit in and he's been doing what he's doing, that kind of pushed him out. It just really did. Especially when you can't shoot. So, but that's neither here nor there. Best of luck with him. Hope all is well. So, um, yeah, man. We got the Kings on Saturday.
Yeah, we got the Kings on Saturday. That's the second game in Austin, so we're gonna stay moody with the vibes.
Bless the mood.
Indeed, nice and moody over here. But there was one name I wanted to throw by you real quick because we have yet to bring him up on the pod, and that's Mason Plumley.
Plum Dog Millionaire. Let's go.
Yeah, a little plum dog millionaire. I think, he could be a realistic good third center option. I mean, I think he is a step up from Kelly Olynyk and Bismack Biyombo.
I
So
agree.
I think that there's a positive right there. He's a decent rebounder, a good connective piece on offense. He's got some fun handle for a center. I think this could work out well if he's in decent shape. Is
Yep.
that what you're thinking?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, and what's funny is that when we signed Mason Plumley for a 10-day, I was like, you know what? A guy that could really, really do well with the Spurs, kind of a boomerang situation, would be Mamu. Like Mamu coming back to the Spurs next year on maybe a 1-year deal for like 8-10 million dollars, somewhere around that range, I think could really find himself in a really good spot. But of course, that's me under maybe hoping that in Toronto, he's become this really great player. I haven't really been following that closely, but I do know that he's had his spikes in terms of points and rebounds and things like that. He's had his games for sure. So I'm just wondering if a guy like that could come in and potentially just space out the floor a little more for Wimby. It would be a homecoming for us. He's not going to cost a lot of money, but he can still be that kind of extra shooter that we kind of need. I'm just trying to think of guys that we can kind of get on the cheap, and that's someone that I know we couldn't pay him this year, but maybe next year bring him back or something to that effect. So I don't know. I hope the best for Mason Plumley. I think he's a great fit. But also at the end of the day, the Spurs require a certain level of IQ, and I think he kind of fits that.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. There's a lot to like about a guy like Mamu and his ability to space the floor, but I also feel like Mason Plumley is a better passer, and he's a guy that, if he's playing 10 minutes, 12 minutes out of the high post, he's going to be able to find some people cutting back door, find people setting up shop in the corner. And I think that he's going to be able to kind of just keep that offense chugging on. And that's I feel like a valuable thing for our rotation right now, and kind of what we're missing whenever
Yeah.
Olenek or Bismack Biyombo has to play really at all.
Right. Yeah. That's. I feel much better with Mason Plumley in that role than them for sure. Especially if we get into foul trouble or something happens and Lou Cornett sitting or Rimby sitting and something to that effect. So I do like that part. But what else you got, Rob?
I don't know, dude. I'm feeling like we broke down this game pretty well. I'm just kind of combing through the team stats and stuff like that, and obviously we talked about winning the free throw battle, the points in the paint, all that stuff has been really great. But I also think that just like I was saying earlier, the assists. I want to see us continuing to win the assist battle
Yeah.
because I think that's when you're seeing easy lobs, backdoor cuts leading to
Yep.
layups. things like that. So
Just got to hit them on those lobs.
yeah, eh, absolutely, my
Just got to
dude.
hit those lobs. If you hit those lobs, everything looks great. But if you kind of alligator arm it, or if you just throw it too hard or whatever, I mean, so many times, like I'm like, oh my god, Steph Castle's going to do something dope, and then it's like he's grabbing it down here and he has to bring it down to the ground. And you're like, ah,
Yeah.
yeah, and then it turns into this whole mess, and it looks like sixth grade basketball for a little bit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But
But
yeah, I mean,
since we were in Austin, do you want to do a blind rank?
let's do it, my dude. Blind rank me.
So I was gonna do a blind rank of, because everything was UT. Obviously, it's the mood, and we were on the UT campus and whatnot. So I was gonna do a UT themed blind rank, but I feel we might lose like a lot of our listeners because I'm assuming they're probably Longhorn fans, and I was gonna do blind rank the 5 times Texas Tech beat UT. So but I was like, no, 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 let's not do that. Let's not do that. So I'm gonna do something a little more happier. I'm gonna say this: the guy who came out in Bless the Mood has done a few movies. So we're gonna blind rank these Matthew McConaughey movies.
I love it. Let's do it.
We're gonna start off. We're gonna start off real nice. Interstellar.
Ooh, man. McConaughey has some bangers,
He
but
sure does.
Interstellar is up there for me. I mean, McConaughey, Christopher Nolan collaboration. I'm gonna go ahead and put it at 2.
Too. Remember the first time you watched that movie? You're like, what?
Oh
That
yeah. I
was a
mean,
great movie.
whenever he's flying down the black hole, I'm just like, what the hell is going on here? You're pushing books, but and I'm like, what's going on here, Matthew? What are you doing?
Like, man, these mushrooms are strong. Wolf of Wall Street.
I love Wolf of Wall Street. Very, very small
Got to
role
get your numbers up.
in that film. I think overall, I think I'm going to put that at 3. I love Scorsese, not one of my favorite Scorsese movies, and plus it was a small role for McConaughey, so I think I'll put that at 3.
Dallas Buyers Club.
See, I didn't love the movie, even though I respect the acting chops that it took
Yeah.
for this, because obviously he lost all the weight, very dramatic role, like,
Mm-hmm.
not as lighthearted as you see a lot of his other performances.
Won Academy Award.
Yes, of course. But to me, not one of my favorite movies of his. So I think I'm going to put it at 4.
4. Perfect. So right now you have Interstellar at 2, Wolf of Wall Street at 3, and Dallas Buyers Club at 4. So you have 1 and 5 still to go.
Let's go.
All right. Dazed and Confused.
All right. Dazed and Confused, I'm going to put at 1.
It's a good one.
Just because Richard Linklater, everything that he meant to not only Texas filmmaking, but Austin filmmaking specifically, like he is, along with Robert Rodriguez, like the foundation of Texas filmmaking. So just the fact that that's the industry that I work in, and that film is the foundation of a lot of that work.
Yeah.
I got to give a shout out to that as number 1.
Be a lot cooler if you did. All right. Well, that leaves you with 5. And 5, I was trying to get you. Magic Mike.
Yeah, you were trying to get me. Well, let me change a couple of answers to
I was like,
that's
oh, if he fucks this up, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him.
that's hilarious.
But a
Oh
lot of
man.
really great Matthew McConaughey movies. Honestly, when I started digging into it, I was like, damn. But one movie that I haven't seen, but I've seen the trailer for, is Tiptoes, and I definitely want to see that movie and what it's all about because it looks wild, dog. It looks wild.
Bro, that trailer is hilarious. Like, and his reaction to it when he hadn't seen it before is even better.
He's like,
And
"No, that's a real movie. Like I worked on that
he's
movie."
like, I showed up to work and everything. And the balls of those producers of Tiptoes to call that a role of a lifetime for Gary Oldman. Are you fucking kidding? Gary Oldman is one of the most accomplished actors, a guy
And
that
you
can
have
blend,
him kneeling on his shoes.
and you call it a role of a lifetime. No, this guy is the fuck out of here. Just pure craziness. But yeah, what a wild movie, Tiptoes, craziness.
So anyway, yeah, man, and Austin's a cool little spot. You got definitely have some cool stuff, but I'm gonna tell you what, man, still can't touch breakfast tacos like San Antonio.
I agree. I agree. Yeah, there's some good, genuine, like original breakfast tacos in San Antonio that you don't get here. You do get like the crazy white people fusion tacos in Austin, which are delicious, but they're not traditional. So
Yeah,
it's just different. It's just different shit. Uh, but yeah, dude, solid blind rank. Anytime we can incorporate some film in there, I do love it.
we are a very multicultural podcast over here.
Indeed.
When it comes
Indeed.
to entertainment, honestly, dude, I'm surprised that the U.S. only has 9 gold medals in the Winter Olympics. Like that's one thing I thought we'd be a little better at. Obviously, Norway is just sweeping the field with all their medals because it's Norway. They better win the winter. If they don't win the winter Olympics, then you got problems.
Yeah, these cold countries, I'm assuming they need to just take the lead on these skiing and boarding and sledding sports. It's
Curling,
like I'm like, dude, we don't have enough ice in this country to be, pursuing those sports. Our best athletes are doing other things, it's
yeah, they
yeah.
they they really are. Seeing some of
Yeah.
those athletes, I'm like, yeah, dude, no one I know is going to be picking up the skis and being like, let me see how fast I can go down this hill.
Yeah, like I couldn't imagine the barrier of entry for bobsledding in Texas. It's like, what? Where
Well,
the
if you've seen Cool Runnings, you have to be a track star and just not qualify for the Summer Olympics. So you and your homies kind of get together because some white guy said you guys should try bobsledding.
right. An underrated classic.
Great one.
Yes. Um, but yeah, fantastic, my dude. Shall we move on to some dunks?
Ooh, I'm feeling all kinds of donkey, all donkeys.
Dude, there's a lot of stuff, a lot of boneheads over the last week that we haven't talked about, and so many different ways we could go with these
Dude, I,
dunks.
I I'm trying to I have a Rolodex of dunks in my head that I don't even know who to pick. Like I don't know. There's so many on my mind. Why don't you go first?
I think I think I'm gonna have to dunk on Kevin Durant.
That was one of my options.
I think I'm gonna have to dunk on KD for all this KD files and the new burner
This
stuff.
one just the
Oh my gosh, dude. If only half of this is true, it's terrible. It's oh my gosh, like just calling Jabari Smith Jr. the R word, like calling his Rockets teammates crayon eaters. Chris Paul doesn't know shit. It's like, and to suggest that like Steve Kerr's a bad coach and doesn't know anything, it's just like, oh man, like like I said, if half of this is true, not only are you the worst teammate in NBA history,
Yep.
but it's wild that you wrote this stuff down and tweeted it. If you thought it, that's okay. You can think it and then move on about your day. But the fact that he wrote it down,
Dude,
sent it out, crazy.
that ugh. I mean,
Yeah.
like, it's not the first time too. That's the crazy part. Like he's been caught a few times with burners, and he just he can't stop. He just can't stop. At some point you got to just be like, hey, I'm gonna call you, and you're gonna tweet this out, but we're not gonna have any kind of exchange. You're not gonna know it's from me. So it's wild to me that he just oh man, just so stupid, just so
Well,
stupid. I mean, he's older than us, and he's still doing this shit. Like, what, dude? Just put your phone down. Go get a flip phone. Get off the internet.
well, and it's not that he's even just being irresponsible. It's just the fact that it's like it's detrimental to team building. It's like you can't have a successful team if somebody is saying this that you're paying $50 million a year to. It's like you just can't be successful. There's just too much negativity going on behind the scenes, and it's man, yeah, I don't know
I
where
mean,
I don't know what KD's legacy looks like if this is always going to be a
it is.
cloud
It's
over
always
it.
going to be there. And then
Yeah.
I wonder if, I mean, obviously the Spurs have gone after him a couple of times, and I wonder, if would he be saying the same things about our organization behind our backs? And I mean, you saw what Chris Paul said. Chris Paul said, "This is the best organization I ever played for," and he was with us for 1 year at the end of his career. So like, it's
Yeah.
not like he was early on, like, oh man, they left a great impression on me. No, no, this was like later on in his career. So I wonder if he would have come. I feel like a girlfriend that can't let go of her guy. I can fix him. I know I can fix him. I wonder if we were like, we can fix him. We can totally fix him.
Right. Yeah, and we all know how that goes 9 times out of 10.
Yep,
Ca
1000%.
can't be fixed.
Speaking of can't be fixed, Rob, I'm going to dunk on LaMelo Ball. Did you see this video of him crashing his custom Hummer?
I did.
He literally ran headfirst into someone else. I don't know if he was tweeting or if he was on his phone or he just wasn't paying attention, but like it's a I think 2 lane, maybe a 1 lane, something like that, and he just goes into the other lane, just like head on collision with that person. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're in downtown Charlotte, and this is how you're driving. That's so irresponsible for one, and then two, you're LaMelo Ball. Don't drive. Just hire a driver to drive you around. Make it your homie. Like, what are you doing driving? So I'm it's frustrating to see that video because so many bad things could have happened that everyone's lucky that no one really got seriously hurt. Like, we're so lucky that didn't happen. But man, some of these young kids just think they're invincible, and they're not. And this is one of those situations where he needs to kind of look at himself in the mirror and go, maybe I should get off the phone and maybe not drive, because that could have been so much worse.
Right. You brought up the golden point right there. It's get a driver. You have enough money to pay everyone for these separate services in your
Yep.
life. Like get a personal chef, get like a whatever trainer, get a driver, get an accountant. You get all these little things to help with all the areas of your life, so you're not doing dumb shit like
Yeah.
that. And yeah.
Like, dude, the video is disgusting. You're like, how did you even get over there? Like, there's no reason for you to be head on. It's not like there was construction. Like, he just hit the corner. Whoa.
Right. Yeah, dude, when you look at some of his transition takes, you can see how he might get a little off centered a little bit. Um, but yeah, not his finest moment.
No,
That's a worthy
no.
dunk.
Sometimes you can't give these athletes time off.
No, they're gonna wreck their vehicles pretty quickly. But yeah, my dude, solid dunk. But everybody, if you are still in here after those yams, after the Spurs Suns breakdown, if you're still in here after all of that, we appreciate you. We not only love you, but we love you hard over
Hard.
here All of this is brought to you by Love You Hard TV and the wonderful people over at the In the Building podcast. Even though they're flipping about the Project Marvel stuff, we still love them.
Yeah.
Even
Just go
though
back and listen to those podcasts from like September, before the voting, October. Change of tune nowadays, huh? Mike Taylor and Rudy J. Little change
right,
of tune.
just kind of starting to sound more like us about it. So it's interesting how time goes. But that being said, make sure you are following In the Building and everyone over there doing a great job. Mike, Rudy, Jose, everyone over there. But yeah, if you've been here with the post game episodes, all the episodes we've been doing, building this community, you know how much you guys mean to us. You guys are the whole community. We love getting on here and doing these episodes, talking Spurs hoops, but it would not be the same without you guys. With all of your engagement, whether it's the lives on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, the community that we're building on Discord, anywhere, everywhere you're following along on the Apple Podcasts as well, wherever you're following, we really, really appreciate you because, like I said, you guys make this community. Whether it's a Spurs win, a Spurs loss, it doesn't matter. You guys are here showing the support, and we really appreciate it. But that being said, we're gonna hop off here and end this episode the same way we end all episodes, and that's with a go
Go Spurs.
Spurs go.
Go.
Bum,
Bring
bum,
back the
bum.
Silver Dancers.
Bring back the